Hey guys, Ultimate Deadpool here. I did receive terrible news this morning that Chadwick Boseman has in fact passed away at 43 years old due to cardiac cancer, um, which is something nobody should have to go through. But huge support for friends and family who may be struggling at this time with the passing of Chadwick. And I just wanted to say thank you for bringing Black Panther to life, bringing a whole bunch of other characters with your special, unique acting style. Just huge thank you for that. And again, God have rest on your soul. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Alright guys, so you guys have seen this before. This is the Ash Williams chainsaw hand. So this is clearly a different titled video of Evil Dead's Chainsaw Hand version 2. This is a hilarious story. This is true too. You guys know that I work at the Home Depot in my city, and one of my fellow associates knew that I built that robot hand in the background there. They knew that I made that, and apparently they got a customer who wanted to make this, but they didn't know how to. So they asked him how to do it. So he said, I kid you not, this is what he said. He said, I've got a guy who made a robot arm out of plastic and circuit boards. So he literally tracked me down, found me, and then said, hey, do you know how to make the whatchamacallit? And I said, Evil Dead chainsaw hand. He's like, yes! So I was then selected to make another Ash Williams chainsaw hand from the Evil Dead franchise for a little bit of cash. Not a whole lot, because this is my first time doing it. And sometimes you gotta lose money to make money, if that makes any sense whatsoever to you younger viewers. So I know it was a stupid move, but shit happens. So the chainsaw that you guys are about to see looks nothing like this. It's the same thing, it's the exact same chainsaw. It's still the Gemmies plastic one. When you push the button and it makes noise. It's still the same thing, but it is a completely different design, and if you ask me, it definitely looks better than this one. This one has, if you look at the actual pictures of the Evil Dead chainsaw, this doesn't look anything like it, because this exhaust system on the side does not look anything like this. Sorry, and if I go like this because the blade hits something, my fan is going, because it's like 107 degrees in Texas right now. And this is not actually here. This actually goes on this side and replaces this. So, and the actual black handle got remade as well. Other than that, everything is the same. Now, before I do show the improved version, this has not been finished yet. So everything on there is complete except for the deadite and the deadite blood and the regular blood all over the blade, and all the gunk and shit all over the handle and body. That's not there yet, but it still looks really freaking cool without it. So, but just as a heads up, it's not done yet. So none of this stuff is here. None of this is here. It's just a complete clean, like, Ash went to the factory, said, hey, I want a chainsaw, make it as a hand, and then that's what they did. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and show you guys the new one. Also, ignore the clamp on here. The clamp is solely to hold the wooden bar on there until the glue that I put on there dries. So this is the redesign for the Evil Dead's chainsaw hand. I added some plumbing brackets on the cuff link up here. It gives it the same effect that it did in the movie. There's a silver bar up here. Now this is actually a 3D piece. This is not, oh, I just took the top off and just painted it there. No, this is an actual styrene plastic sheet cut down, spray painted silver, put on top. And there was a square piece here, or right around this area, that was completely cut off, and there was a huge hole in there. So I knew that there had to be a silver piece there anyway, so I wasn't really concerned about losing too much plastic. Before we also get further into this is a lot heavier than the other one, and I'll explain why in a minute. But the entire exhaust system has been completely custom made. It's the same 3-inch drain pipe cap that's over here on the other one. I did use the styrene plastic sheets to cut all the very many vents on the side to make it look more like what it did in the film. And then the other side, there's nothing there. This part's not quite done yet, but it's getting there. So what I did was on this side, on the original, the one that you guys just saw, there is like an entire manifold or something up here that didn't look right, and it was definitely not what was used in the film. So I got this. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Epoxy Putty, and basically what this stuff does is it's magic. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like Play-Doh that you mix two colors together, and then you put it on there. Once it dries, it's like as solid as steel, which is unbelievable because steel is like one of the strongest metals in the world. This stuff is not quite as strong as steel, but it's strong enough to where I could sand it with a belt sander and get all that excess shit off. So all this is nice and smooth. You can still kind of see the original shape of where that was because I didn't care to sand that down. And yes, I realize this is not for me. This is for a client, but they're not gonna care. And if they do, well, I just tell them I did the best I could. And I really did. I spent a lot more time on this one than I did on the other one, just so that way I could get as much detail as I possibly could, because you guys know I'm a perfectionist, and it's going to end up being the death of me, because this absolutely looks really good. As is now, if I wanted to sell it this way, I could easily get over probably $210 if I wanted to sell it just as is. That's not including the deadite blood and the blood on the thing and the grease all over the thing. That's just as is. Just clean up, straight up clean chainsaw. But I asked the client that she said that she wants, and by the way, this is also funny, her name is ironically Ash, so it's kind of funny. I'm making a chainsaw for Ash, so haha. And also, unlike the other one, I did paint the bottom battery pack, so that way it does all blend in together. So another thing I did is on the actual handle, this is a lot shorter than the other one, and it's a lot smaller, which makes sense because when you hold it like this, you don't have a third handle right here and the second handle here. You just have the stationary handle, or which way you hold it. I did still use bottle caps for the gas and oil, or gas and chain oil. Let's see. So on this side, there was a skull or something, some 3D skull thing, which is cool for a Halloween chainsaw, not an Ash Williams Evil Dead chainsaw. So all of that went away, and you can barely see where it was. That's how good that epoxy putty is. I literally just puttied the entire thing, or sanded off the entire thing, and there was a humongous hole in the side. So then I put styrene plastic on the back, filled it up with epoxy putty, let that dry, fill it up with even more epoxy putty, and sanded the crap out of it, and it's literally as smooth as a baby's butt. That's not an exaggeration. This thing is like wicked smooth. It seriously looks like it was always meant to be there, which is what I wanted this chainsaw to do. I did still use the corner brackets all around the cuff link, because that's exactly what they have in the movie. I didn't know that there was a bottom one, and before anybody asked, yes, I did use the NECA Ash Williams to model this after, just so I made sure it was close enough. But like I said, the pull starter still works, so all that's just a key retriever, and it still does work, and the noise does as well. So what's funny is this one, because there's so many different layers, is actually louder than the other one, which I think is kind of funny because you would think the more stuff that's in front of the speaker, the quieter it would be. But in this case, that's not the case. This is seriously heavy. It's fine if you go to a Comic-Con, but you definitely don't want to have your arm up like this because this will weigh your arm down and it does not feel great. But I took the original speaker manifold off, put it behind the PVC pipe. Then behind that, there's a styrene plastic sheet with like probably 100 holes drilled through it, so that way the sound can still go through it. And then behind that is the original speaker from the original chainsaw that's on the back, so when it goes through those 100 plus holes, it amplifies the sound. So that, for all of you guys who are science people out there, that explains why this is louder than the other one. Because the other one just has the original cover. You can kind of see it through there. Not really though. It's that little piece behind. There's a little piece behind the exhaust vent, and that just basically hides all the crap that's underneath it. But I am definitely happy with this, and I hope my client is as well, because she literally came into Home Depot wearing an Evil Dead shirt. So anybody who knows that series knows what the Evil Dead chainsaw looks like. Just ask Brett Groovy Chainsaws. He makes these things on his YouTube channel, and they look really good. So this is definitely better than the original one that I did. If you ask me, if you ask other people, especially my family members, they'll say, well, the other one was still good. Yes, but this one's better. This one's much better. This one is 300% better because it actually looks like it's supposed to. It doesn't look like you know how when they made, like in the 90s, when they made humanized faces, they were always caricatures of what they were supposed to look like. And then when they got the 3D scanning thing, it was actually them. That's basically what this is. The other one is a caricature of what this was supposed to be. So now that I have a better knowledge of what it was supposed to be and a better design choice, it turned out better. If that makes any sense to you guys out there. So, long story short, I have a job. I hopefully fulfilled it. And I'm going to finish this up in a few hours because it's 1:22 in the morning. And I'm going to sell this thing. So, yes, I will remake this in this version at some point. But the Grammys or Grammys or whatever chainsaws are very hard to come by. I actually had to order this one off of Amazon. But I definitely do like this design much better, with the exception of the clamp. I do like this version a lot better because, like I said, I did use some plumbing pieces on the plumbing brackets on the original coupling. It's just a 3-inch coupling. The original one I had was like a 4-inch, which is way too big. This one's more snug fit, and I think that's what makes it easier to hold. But with all that extra putty on there, it makes it so much heavier, which is not a big deal, because you can walk around with this at a Comic-Con if we were still doing those, and you could just kind of sit there and chill, and then when you wanted to take a picture, you could throw your arm up, take the picture, put your arm back down, or just use the handle and carry it, and then when someone asks a picture, then you slide the chainsaw on, and then you get ready to go. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like version 2 or version 1 better? So here's the way to make it easier. Give me a minute. Version 1, version 2. With the exception of the clamp, I think this one is definitely better. And yes, I know the red on this one is much darker, which is what I wanted. But once I wash this out in black, watered down paint, it's going to look a lot better. It's not going to look near as bright as it does now. So, Again, let me know what you guys think. Which one is better? I still say this one. But that's just me. So yes, at some point I will remake this. Not to replace this, because this is still a really good piece. But just for fun. I do like making stuff like this. So, you know, remaking this is definitely not going to be hard. I've done it pretty much 3 times now. There was the original, the one I made for Trader's Village, which still hasn't sold yet, and this for an actual client. So, anyway, let me know which one you think you guys, sorry, I'm tired. I can't speak when I'm tired. Let me know which version you guys like better. The first version or the second version. My favorite's the second version, but that's just me. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, may you rest in peace, Chadwick. And, you know, hopes and dreams to those who are suffering because of his loss. And my eternal, what's the word I'm looking for? My eternal thoughts to friends and family. So, may they have good luck. I don't know. I'm terrible when it comes to sad conversation type stuff. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all next time on Ultimate Deadpool. Peace out. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys all later. Bye.